I'm just waiting because it keeps kicking out. I don't know why. Um, I think this is the ghost of 2020 coming back to haunt me and maybe a bunch of other people. Um, but this year, 2020 was a nightmare. It really was. So many unexpected things, so many changes in the world. And then there's this year. Remember in Jurassic Park, that great big pile of dung that Laura Dern puts her arms in? On top of that, they should have just put 2023 because that's it so far. I got to tell you, yeah. Welcome to my live show. And the reason we're doing this live is, well, I felt really guilty about not having anything ready for the Kit Hoarder Stash this week. And the reason was I've been organizing. You got to see this. You guys get to see this ahead of time. Let's take a look. Okay. So you'll notice that I've got some of my ships up here. I've got my paints all nice and organized. And although this is a mess, I'll explain what's going on there. Look, there's no snow at the moment. But there was 5 minutes ago, and there will be in 5 more minutes. But anyway, so I have organized some of my stash up here. I have organized some of my stash up here and over to there. And then I cleaned out the rest of the doghouse so that I can have the kids in here and we can just kind of party up and have a great old time. Yeah, fun. And behind curtain number 1 is a whole bunch of kits. Behind number 2 is a whole bunch of kits and some train stuff. And then I think I've talked about this on a previous show. What's in the box? There's a bunch of stuff here. So as you can see, I've still got a long way to go on getting things put away completely. Twist and turn you and hit your head and all sorts of other stuff. But I do have something that I did want to share for the Kit Hoarder Stash today, and that is something that just came in the mail from Europe. This came a long way to come and see me. It took about a month to get here. Yeah, I probably could have got it closer and whatnot, but the way I chose to do it, because I thought this was a really rare kit. What I was looking for wasn't for Tarawa, it was for Peleliu. It was Japanese Imperial Army troops on Peleliu. And that kit is really, really hard to find. I've seen it once on eBay. And for some strange reason, old and goofy, I got it goofed up with this kit. So I bought this kit and then realized, I got the wrong one, but that's okay. I can use these guys, and we are going to take this apart and we're going to look at it. It came like this in the box. So I hope nothing's hurt. It's probably okay. So we're going to just kind of take the stuff out of the end here. So here's the instructions on, looks like we got a guy who's gotten hit. We've got definitely some kind of a officer or NCO carrying a sword. Got a guy doing a bayonet lunge. So these are going to be some good poses for me going forward with, I can definitely use these guys with all of my Pacific stuff. Hey, check this out. So this, this kit came from the war zone. And I opened up this. Let me open up this little bag, and we're going to read this. Greetings from Ukraine. My name is Artem. Thank you much for your purchase. So this came from the war zone. Pretty cool. If you have any problems with your order, feel free to contact me. Please do not leave negative feedback before contacting me. Be sure I care about every customer and will do my best to resolve any issues. So I've already left him some positive feedback, and that was before I read this, because it wasn't his fault that it came like this from the, through the mail. But hey, he gave me some candy, and this, from Ukraine. So that's pretty cool. This is some kind of an apple yummy thing, and then crab. Oh, coconut and peanut filled. it's got a it's got lobster on the front. Like lobster flavored candy? I don't think so. But anyway, I digress. So that's what we are going to review today live. I'm alive. I'm alive. Yeah, I felt really guilty because I have been so very busy and I've been fighting the weather. Part of it is I need to take things out of here, put them out on a table, go through them, make room so I can put everything back really nice. It's hard to put things out on the table when it's raining or snowing, or like right now it's 37 degrees. Yeah. If you hear the ice cream truck, he's out running around. It's 37 degrees and the ice cream man's out driving around. It's okay. At least he's playing, winter tunes, so Merry Christmas and stuff like that. He's got a warped sense of humor. Okay, so let's take a look at these. Whoa, I already like it. These Master Box figures. So first off the bat, I've got this really nice rifle here with the bayonet already attached. So already, I like it. The cartridge boxes, the canteens, and then just your basic for Master Box breakdown of figures, how they've got them, and the helmet separate from the head, which is good. This guy's wearing a cap. One of those that's got the cap covers the neck. That's why you don't have any redneck Japanese soldiers, because they have the cap that's got the little thing to cover their neck, so they don't get sunburned. I don't know, it just makes reasonable sense. Anyway, here's his scabbard and his samurai sword, and that looks very nice. I have a real one of those, by the way. And yeah, that looks really nice. Rifle without the bayonet, and there's another bayonet. So yeah, there's our guys. I mean, that's kind of the breakdown of it. But again, the poses are really pretty cool. This guy here just got hit. Obviously, the guy hollering orders and the bayonet lunge. I like that. I do. That's awesome. This also comes with this little thing right here. Look at those. Like, I'm not 100% sure what they are, because I would say that they are flags. I've got a 1,000 stitch belt, and I've got a actual Japanese flag, but that one is signed by the guys who were in a certain unit who captured these Japanese. So I don't know what these are supposed to represent. They got kanji all over them, which is really kind of neat. So that's kind of a fun thing to have. Hello, Finley. Finley's come out to visit in my nice cold shed. Hey, you want a candy, Finley? Okay, because I got one from Ukraine here. It's really cool. I'm going to try one here in a minute. Don't know what the dogs are barking at. Anyway, what you saw on the table here is I have a bunch of things that I'm putting together for ornaments for my tree, for my tree for Christmas this next year. Getting started on it now. Like I have an atomic bomb. Just need to put the little tinsley loop through it. Makes a great ornament, similar to this. I've got to repair my cruise missile ornament. It's missing a tail plane and a couple other little parts. I've got a 144 scale TBF Avenger in real early war markings that'll go on the tree. And how about an AGM 78? 32nd scale, but I think it'll look perfect on the tree. A little boy bomb. And I think we're going to have to do a contest here in the future called Guess What? Guess what is on Mer's tree? We have a Sea Whiz. So I just drill into all of these, and then I put these little hooks. I've got a bunch of them, and then I have to put the the gold braid through it. I'm waiting for some more 1 millimeter braid. This was 2 millimeter, and it's too big, so I'm waiting for some 1 millimeter. So that's coming up, but that'll go on the tree as well. And how about a 25th scale Harley Davidson motorcycle? That, again, it's going to be a kind of a cool Christmas tree when I do it. But I wanted to get an early start on, as I get some just weird and unusual things, to start putting them together, putting them in a box, which I have right here for them. So there's that. Now, the show that we're going to do on Monday, I hope, is going to have to do with this bad boy here. So those of you who are watching right now actually get a preview of what we're going to talk about on Monday's show. This is a kit that I've had for a few years. As you can tell, the box kind of had it. That I started, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. It's been a while since I started this kit. And it was back when I was on the kick of doing sunroofs, power sunroofs on Mopars. And somewhere I had come across an article or an ad or something. I'd come across something that talked about like the rarest, some of the rarest Mopars out there. And this one was a 71 GTX. I thought, oh, that's kind of interesting. And it was like the most expensive as well. This thing cost more than a Coupe de Ville the year in 71 it came out. And it was like over $6,000. Wow, expensive. But it was a Hemi GTX, 71 GTX with the vinyl top with the power sunroof. And there were two of those. I know one was yellow. I don't know what color the other one was. But there were two of them. So uber rare. By today's dollars, I don't know, probably $750,000. Because back when I first started the project, it was about a $500,000 car at the time, and that was before COVID. So everything's gone crazy since then. It could be worth a lot more now. We'll see what happens next time one comes up at the Meacham Auto Auction. So, hi, Felix. How are you today? I hope you are warm. I am not. I am, as you can hear, I've got the door open here in the doghouse, and it is now snowing again. Remember how I said 5 minutes ago, and then it stopped, and 5 minutes from now? Well, okay, here you go. Proof that I'm very prophetic in those types of things, unfortunately. Yeah, it's snowing here. Lucky me. But hey, at least I've got a nice semi-organized, clean area to work. So, broke 60. Yeah, my daughter's in New Mexico, and she said that the funny thing about being where she is, it's either in Deming, it's either cold as hell, or it is hell. So, like a week ago, when it's in the 20s, and I'm telling her all about all this snow, she says, well, gee, Dad, we're at 74 degrees and, a little windy. Wow, how would it be? We should be, normally we would be in the low 60s, upper 50s this time of year, but we were in the 50s for a few minutes yesterday as the storm was coming in. You had some fog. We had some fog too, I'll tell you, today, along with the snow. Yeah, I hear you about it being cold. When you say Highland, I always think about I always think about my alma mater, Highland. So it's kind of funny to have a Highland um, here in the state. That's an actual little town too. But uh, yeah, it's not been a fun winter. You guys know you've heard me bitch about it, and for good reason, because this is the time of year when spring should be sprung and things should look great and the grass should have already been mowed at least once. I did put some fertilizer out a week or so ago. It was only like a 1603. It wasn't a high powered nitrogen, which is what really wakes your lawn up, and probably a good thing. But yeah, here we are, almost April, and still fighting this battle. But anyway, some great things have happened. So let me give you. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the little ride here. Okay, so I've disassembled most of the railroad that I had here because I want to go a different direction. We'll talk about that another time. But the one thing I felt was really important with all these really cool bottles that we decorated this last year, I wanted to have a bar. So that okay, I got the TV right here. Okay. So I can watch stuff. And this little area here is perfect if I want to have my friends over. Just pull up a chair here, belly up to the bar here. And I've got some really cool lights set underneath the base of some of these, so they glow through, and it's really kind of cool. See if I've got anything hooked up right at the moment. Oh, yeah, there's give you an idea of one of them, but there's a few of them that are like that. So yeah, that was one of the goals I wanted, was to have a nice little bar set up so that when I do get together with my friends, and if we want to have a shot or something, I don't drink per se. Um, I used to be really good at it. Yes, Ryan, there is room for a 3D printer, and I'm going to talk to you about that real quick here in a minute. But yeah, I wanted to be able to have a get together with friends and watch a movie type of thing out here, and work. So 3D printer, room for 3D printer. No, no. I don't have room for what I've already got. Just trying to organize this is going to take a while. I am sending a couple of boxes of items over to MRS for them to go through and sell. They'll put them up for sale and give me a few dollars credit, and I'm good with that because I need the space. But I have a good friend. His name is Mark, and Mark is really interested in a 3D printer. He's just not very technologically savvy, but he really wants a 3D printer. And we were looking at this one on Andy's hobby headquarters a couple of months ago. That's fairly inexpensive. I mean, it's about $300, and it looks like it turns out pretty good quality. So I came up with this proposal to my friend. I said, look, I'll go in half with you. I've got a good computer. We can download the STL files to a thumb drive. This 3D printer takes a thumb drive anyway, and you just put the thumb drive in, and there you go. So I've been trying to negotiate that with him. And the other part of it is he would have to keep it at his house, which he's got plenty of room. He's got plenty of room, and he could put it there. And whenever we wanted to use it, he or I can go use it. I just don't have room here. I'm in a situation where I'm limited on the room that I have. So there's a couple of really cool things that I have. Like I have this big magnifier. It's like a camera that goes down and it magnifies, it blows things up really good. And it's got a TV screen. It's for folks that are sight impaired. I got it from a friend of mine from his estate when he passed away. And it's great. It just takes up a lot of space that I don't have. So a 3D printer is in the works. Hopefully by summer we will have it. And then I can start printing some real cool things. Like right now, I want a dragon's head. I want a dragon's head that is, I'm trying to find, we'll say this candy right here. Okay. want something about that size, and here's why. Oh yeah, by the way, Ryan, those were 1/35th scale. I should mention that, I guess, huh? Yeah, these are 1/35th scale Master Box. It's Master Box 3542. And I have some more figures. I have some great dragon figures, those next gen or whatever they call them. They're really decent, really good dragon figures. I got some of those coming this week. We'll probably review next week. Anyway, the reason I need a dragon's head this size, I have a World of Tanks project I want to do, and this is for my monster series, where this tank barrel has a dragon at the end of the barrel, dragon's head. Oh yeah, that's cool. I got to have one of those. So that'll probably be the first thing I 3D print when I get a 3D printer. As a side note, I did go through my pictures and my what's in the box stuff, kind of took inventory of some items that I didn't have on my list already, and some pictures of some items that I didn't have pictures of for whatever reason. And I've put together a visual list now of all of my World of Tanks model builds. Yay for me. I'm over 30. I didn't realize I had that many. But, you know, you look at the tech tree on World of Tanks, there's a lot of tanks out there to have. Which reminds me, yeah, see, here's the antenna's a little bit bent on the Mutant 6 turret. One of the monster tanks in World of Tanks, it's called the bog monster, and it's this it's this kind of a greenish glow and some salad hanging off of it. I mean, it's interesting looking. You could bet that come Halloween time, that's what that's going to look like. The Hole and Hound. I mean, there's a few others that I have. And there's a couple of other kits that I have that I want to build, like the KV5, that is like I can't even say it right. It's like the Groznik or whatever. It's a dragon painted all over the side of it. It's really cool looking. And that's one of the monster tanks that I still want to build. But I was really surprised that I have over 30 built models of World of Tanks tanks. You're welcome. Including the Super Hellcat. So yeah, there's some really, really neat ones. And we'll do a show on that before too terribly long. As you can see, we're coming along on a lot of different projects. You know, the Christmas ornaments, that's an ongoing thing. This car that needs to be finished. I've got a couple other car projects I need to get done. I've got this purple Mustang that I've been telling everybody. I was going to tell you guys about it one of these days if I, don't drop it and ruin it. I was hoping for an Easter show that had to do with that, but I don't know if we're going to make that or not. So, yeah, Ryan, if you haven't, what's it called now? So it's like a World of Tanks on the computer. Wargaming.net, I think, is the company or whatever. Anyway, it is free to play, but you can buy. There's some things you can purchase, and I haven't spent a lot of money on the game, but it's fun, especially if you buy what's called the premium account, which gives you double the points every time you score a victory. And as you score points goes towards buying the next tank that you buy with the credit you earn in the game. Again, when we were kids, what did we do? We played on the carpet, with our tanks, and you make all the noises, Sometimes you'd take something and throw it at the other, tanks, whatever. I did it with the warships that I had because I had a carpeted floor, so I could do that. Did it with the little plastic army men and tanks, and models when I was a kid. Did a lot of that kind of stuff. Now we can get on the computer, and we don't have to do all that cool stuff. There's a computer that makes all those cool sounds for us. And it's fun. I suck at the game. I used to be pretty good when I was playing on a console, but now that I have a computer keyboard, I can't type very well to begin with. And here I am trying to figure out left, right, up, down, all this and fire. It's not great with it. But anyway, I love it. I love it. I spend a little bit of time with it every day because it's very therapeutic. And like I tell people, it's been a stressful day, and at the end of a stressful day, what better way to take care of a stressful day than to go blow stuff up? Yeah, turn that turret and boom, watch another tank just go up, and oh, it's marvelous, marvelous. It's a lot of fun. So much better than when we were kids. Anyway, I've really gotten off on a tangent. I really appreciate you folks tuning in. Um, remember this that I showed you earlier in the year, that I got these 3/50th scale landing vehicle set by AFV Club. That's right here on I call it my ready grab stack. This is the stuff, these are the projects I'm going to be working on in the next week as I get burned out on a certain part of the car. Let's start something new, so we'll start on this. And, they'll go with my 3/50th scale ships up there. I got to find a way to put another shelf here somewhere, put those up. I got to get my pirate ships put up in their permanent home, and that's in the next couple weeks. I'll worry about them, and then I can start working on my train layout. Now, if you guys have seen Toy Story 3, which I do almost every day because of Finley, but Toy Story 3, at the very beginning, you've got a train with a baggage car, with like 3 passenger cars and a box car and a caboose and a safe car, strong box car, being pulled by an old 440 locomotive and tender, and going across the Southwest desert, and Woody and Jesse come in and save the day. I really like that scene, and that's kind of what I'm going to go for here. I really want to keep this want to try to keep it as close as I can to like the 1880s time frame, pre-1900. So on this, what's going to be a lot smaller layout, I want to be able to put whatever it is here to get it started, and then have it go down yonder and go around, loop-de-loop around. I'm going to have to build a bridge and all that fun stuff, but should be a lot of fun. Going to have some Old West buildings and a, gunslinger, and I really want to get back to that, what I originally intended the shelf layout to be, which was an 1880s Western feel. So my longer trains are going to have to wait until somehow I've got room to, do a 30-40 foot loop, so that I can run those longer trains. But you got to see that in the what's in the box this last week, that I've got some pretty cool trains. Those daylights, the stuff from the DNRG. I've got the American Freedom train. Thing's long, like 26 cars. There's the California Zephyr that you guys have seen me run before. So I've got some really, really cool trains, really colorful trains, and very expensive, very expensive trains. But they're really neat, and they'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, that ski train, which doesn't have a lot of cars to it, depending on the year. The consist wasn't terribly big. I tried to model it from like the late 50s, early 60s is what I was trying to model it as. But depending on what engine you run, you can fudge a little bit. The old time passenger cars that were those DNRG passenger cars, that was neat as well. So yeah, there's some fun long trains, and someday I'll be able to get them somewhere where I can actually display them. That's the goal. So all right, I'm gonna let you folks go. It's snowing again, and it got like 10 degrees colder. I swear. But that's okay. I'm I'm going to go spend some time with Finley. I'm going to finish up working on this so that hopefully on Monday we've got it complete for the show. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you guys for coffee on Sunday morning. Thanks.